Hello and welcome to my ITSL game versus Peter Vieren. It's our second game of the playoffs. If you know how the last one ended, uh, I apologize for you had to witness. I hope your mental health is in a decent shape. Mine is surely not, and I will just hope that this game goes better than the last one. Yeah. A pretty decent hand, pretty weak ops, CIA very annoying, uh, duck and cover great with decoy, great with um, the goal, pretty vulnerable to defectors. I'm gonna go for decoy anyway because with duck and cover it's just too good to miss that chance. Middle East, alright. Let's go for something like that. And coup I run anyway, of course. That sucks. So the plan is probably to secure Asia and then lower the DEFCON, get the space track, maybe get rid of the CIA if he lets me, and then probably destall if I find enough fuel. I'm not even sure though if that's... Well, the thing is that if he doesn't let me play the CIA and I don't really want to give him the China card, then I need to destall regardless. So I will have to find some fuel anyway. In the worst case scenario, I will just take it from European countries. And that's a weird way to spread. Okay, so I'm not giving him CIA now, that's for sure. Hmm. That's a funny way to play this game because we're basically getting access to everywhere, but we're not taking any countries. And like, I need to take Thailand, that's for sure. Not entering Iran now would be abysmal. I have to do it. Uh, and I only have at most one op to spare more than that. So I guess I could enter France with it. Taking Laos is a thing I could do, but probably not really something I should. I could take Algeria, but that doesn't give me much. Going to Angola is terrible, it just invites him to quit. I don't need presence in the Middle East. I could go to South Korea, but yeah, the question is basically, do I go to South Korea or do I go to France? I think I should go to France. It's it's quite important for me to not have isolated influence in Algeria, since if he cuts me out of it or realigns me out of there, I want some way to get back there, and having a dog in France is basically always useful. He just has to take France anyway, so this way I'm making it more expensive for him. And if he wants to keep me out of there with Truman, then I guess I'm happy if he uses Truman to keep one of my influence out of there. That's not really an efficient way for him to handle that situation. Okay, he's pretty fucking rich, unfortunately. Um, that's a chance I have to get rid of CIA, and I will use that chance. And I will get something out of it. If he coups, then I get to go to Angola. If he goes to somewhere, I get to coup. Probably the most problematic thing he can do is to just enter Burma or something like that. But then I probably still have to crew Panama. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I can just grab Laos then. The problem is that now he knows that I have distal, so he may have some ideas of entering Colombia. So now after he played correctly, unfortunately, I have to decide between crewing Panama and um, well, going to Laos probably. And maybe Laos is the better choice. The thing is that if I crew Panama, then I still don't really have like there's still a 50% chance of me just failing the coup, and then he gets to take Angola, take Laos, and enter Colombia anyway, and it's abysmal. It's tragic. So i- if I coup him out of Panama with CIA, so I basically roll a 4 and ideally a 5 or a 6, then then it's a fair deal because he gets to enter Angola and Laos for it, and I get Panama, and then I can distal and play for the strong lead war. But if I fail, then I don't get anything, and he gets to take everything, and it's just tragic. So I think Laos is just a better play. Of course, Asian domination is still kinda not resolved. Indo-Pakistani war can be anywhere. Korean war can be anywhere. If he takes Pakistan and India, then the score is 2 versus 2 in terms of battlegrounds. A free up. Okay, so he equalizes. I will accept that. I don't really have much choice, and I will try to come out of Panama. And that worked. So, and now, um, now I don't need to hurry with distal anymore. Dependent threats. He probably wants to take Iran sometime. He doesn't care now. Alright. Cool, so I will wait with distal for the better times. I will use captured Nazis, let him have one more move, and then use containment. And I'm pretty much fine. Truman, okay. Of course he goes to Zaire, so I don't cut him out of there by Queen Colombia. Let's take Lebanon, take Thailand, and then there's South Korea. That's probably the play. And Iran still stands. No one took it, but, well, there are some obligations I have to attend to. And he spaces Nasser because he can, of course. Alright. What do we get? No scorings. Blockade Romanian socialists. Nuclear test ban. No purge, unfortunately. Suez defectors. Conacon. A red heart. A red hand with mostly cards playable for orcs. Distal is gonna be probably played this turn. I think I will try to. Okay, I think Suez is an obvious headline, right? Truman is gone, so breaking France is always good. I can take him out of Israel before he gets out of it. Uh, it can't be defected, and I don't really need to rush with Distal. Maybe I will get Warsaw Pact and he will make it easier for me. So let's go for Suez. And I guess the ideal plan is to hold defectors. So then I will. So I will not need to worry about it after the reshuffle. I'm kind of scared of the 5-year plan. So after the headline phase, I will probably cruise a year with Comecon and hope to overkill it. In the Pakistani war is curious. That means that Pakistan is up for grabs with the China card. I will of course do something like that. Now it's interesting. There are three things to do. There's Pakistan to be taken by the China card. There's France to be taken by nuclear test ban, and there is the Zaire coup. The problem is that probably the most important thing for me would be to coup Zaire to get some distal fuel if I roll well and protect Panama. But then he gets to take both Pakistan, to secure Pakistan and France with only a free op. And that's bad. If I go to France with nuclear test ban, he gets to coup, but then I can as well take Pakistan with the China card. So I guess the idea here would be, and I don't know anything about Korean War and Arab-Israeli War, so there's a chance I will get it anyway. So probably the play would be to take France or Pakistan, whichever I think is better, and hope that I will either get to coup or to also take the second of the other of those countries. That's probably the play. And if I don't get the fuel, I can use Romanian. Independent threats are gone anyway. So perhaps that's the play. Yeah. It's even more tempting because the Indo-Pakistani war is gone for now. And I don't even have any influence in Angola, Zaire, or Nigeria, despite having played Tikal. So he gets to coup, but he gets to coup a two-stability country. That's so fucking bad. That's really sad. But, well, what am I gonna do? Now I get to take Pakistan as well. And we kind of made this trade happen. Now, of course, he has to take Iran. It's crucial. There's no way he doesn't do that. I'm surely holding the factors now. There's no way I'm not. The blockade card is kinda tricky now, because on one hand, if I use it before the reshuffle, there's a chance it will surely get shuffled into the deck, and then I can redraw it, or he can redraw it. Really? Okay. I guess I can play like that. That's not an issue for me. It's really weird for me that he doesn't want to take Iran for some weird reason. I guess he has to have Asia if he plays like that, but I just think it's a mistake. He would probably take Philippines or something, but of course, now I take Korea. And like, what do you do now? Do you just give up Asia now, or do you break something? I hope he doesn't have another 4-up. He already had 2 when I had 0, so maybe he's out of them. Or he can have a 3-up and he can flip Laos or something like that. I guess that would be a play as well. Because taking Afghanistan is basically worse than taking Iran in every sense, except two things. The first is that it's not really vulnerable to Muslim revolution, and the second thing is that it gives him an additional country in Asia. But other than that, it just doesn't matter that much. It doesn't grant him presence in the Middle East. It's it's just worse. What I was saying about the blockade is that on one hand, if I use it now, it will get reshuffled. But on the other hand, the purge is somewhere in the deck, and I kinda want to have a shot at drawing purge. So maybe what I will do is I will just play Distal now. Okay, so he's acting like he doesn't have Asia, which is unfortunately possible. I will go for Distal, I guess. Holding it in my hand is pretty risky. And I would probably go for something like that. Taking it out of Algeria is sad, but it's probably good. Or I can probably take it out of East Germany. Do I want to take it from East Germany though? Yeah, I will. He can break France if he wants to break something, so it's not like I'm really stopping him from doing that. So let's go for something like that. Of course, I could take influence out of Romania, but, well, Europe has not been scored yet, and Romania is the country that grants me domination for now, so I guess I can leave it like that and threaten. So once again, Asia and Europe are both my regions, and none of them seems to be getting scored before the reshuffle, which is pretty sad. Hopefully I can get some advantage going on in the mid-war regions with Distal. However, the circumstances in which I played it were not ideal, especially after that nasty 6 in Panama. It was pretty bad. UN and Fidel. Wow, so if I played Blockade, he would be screwed so hard. And I get all the scorings, okay. Of course, he gets Purge, he gets 5-year plan, he gets Warsaw. Okay, it's pretty sad. However, well, Middle East looks... Middle East is a trick one. It may help me actually. And maybe Purge is not that bad after all. Cambridge 5 is... Okay, I'm surely headlining a scoring. Out of the cards I know he has, none of them really affects Europe scoring. The only card that can affect it from the cards that he may have, it's Independent Threats and East European Unrest, but I'm not going to fight for it anyway. I think he will just go for Purge, so I will just go for Europe scoring. We're fine. Okay, he goes for Duck and Cover. That's actually good for me. That's actually really good for me. Wow! Okay, so suddenly some of my problems got solved. Can I just like do something like that? And because of course, my first thought is that I want to play Marshall. But if I play Marshall and I don't overprotect Pakistan and both of the Koreas, he can just slam that with the China card. On the other hand, if I do something like that and keep my Marshall plan ready, then he gets to take Mexico and maybe even enter Colombia, and that's bad. So I would like to play Marshall Plan and do something looking like that. But then he gets to play the China card and break Korea, and I don't have any ops to fight that because I got a shitty hand in terms of ops. Uh, but maybe that's fine actually. Even if he takes Korea completely, I can just drop Middle East, then let him take Korea, and then score Asia for a VP or two less. Or three. If he takes South Korea, North Korea, then it's a 3 VP swing, but well, I'm gonna take it. It will just be a draw then, which is sad. But I will get 6 more from the Middle East, and I will have a pretty stable position in South America. And maybe he doesn't want to do that. I'm giving him the Marshall Plan because I don't care about Europe anymore. It's the Europe thing was kinda close anyway, and the fact that I managed to get a domination out of it was really nice. So I can give it up now. Okay, so that's for sure, like 100%, and that's for sure as well. And if I want to be greedy, I can go for North Korea, South Korea. The problem is that if he like takes over Laos or something like that, he stops my domination in a way. So I guess I don't care. I just take Venezuela and Mexico, and then if he wants to break me in Asia, he can break me in Asia, and then I will get 6 VPs from the Middle East. I will score Asia for a third draw. I will get my meal-ups from Arab-Israeli war. I will have a decent position in South America, and I will just play the game. Looks fair. That's completely to be expected. I will score Middle East for 6, then Asia for -1, and the game continues. I have the China card, the CIA is out of the deck. My situation is just stable. That's why, by the way, that Afghanistan play was suspicious as hell. I mean, theoretically, maybe it let him get an Asian draw. Like, maybe if he didn't go to Afghanistan, then I would have scored Asia for my domination. But right now, damn, he just gave me 6 VPs. Like, if he took Iran instead of me, the Middle East wouldn't be at 6 for me. It would be at 1 for him. So I don't think that's a worthwhile investment, but okay. Yeah, he does that. Do I defend against it somehow? I don't think so. I think I just drop Asia. Africa is the Africa is the region which is the easiest to flip for the USSR, and I will just flip it one by one with Kuz. So if he wants to realign me out of there or just play the Purge or Warsaw Pact to go in there and take it away, then I will just let him do that. It's fine. Oh my god, you also have that. His ops are pretty insane. Well, they weren't that much during the turn 2, but turn 1 and turn 3, they are pretty fucking good. Okay, so I'm not going that. Going for blockade probably doesn't make much sense. Unless, well, to be fair, he may still play Warsaw Pact, and if he plays Warsaw Pact, then maybe I want to play blockade. But as long as he holds the Warsaw Pact, I don't really care that much, because he will just discard it. The thing is that if he plays Warsaw Pact, then there's a chance that he will have to discard Purge to blockade, and I really want him to discard Purge. I really don't want him to have Purge. Okay, so he got Decal and he hits that space roll. That's very annoying. Okay, we'll get my minutes now. So unfortunately he hit the space strike, so he can space once more. So he can go for, I don't know, Korean War if he got it, or even Vietnam Revolts if he just wants to farm the space strike. But he probably doesn't have the need to do so. So there is a chance he will now play the Warsaw Pact. No, he plays Olympic Games. So that means in his hand there is Warsaw Pact or Red Scare and Vietnam Revolts, and if I blockade now, he just discards. Warsaw Pact, plays Vietnam Revolts, and then probably to break Venezuela, and then purges me on the headline next turn. So I'm not going to give him blockade. I'm just going to secure my position in South America, especially because I'm getting purged next turn, so I don't really want any fights happening there. And now he can play Vietnam Revolts or Warsaw, but probably Vietnam Revolts, and we'll see what happens. Okay, he doesn't play Vietnam, he plays Warsaw Pact. Doesn't really matter that much. Okay. And he does something with that. I guess he will take South Africa, because why wouldn't he? And he'll probably overprotect Angola as well. If he thinks there is a reason, he can also either go to North Korea, I don't know why would he, or he can break Mexico, but he will just, stabilize in Africa. That's what he should do, 100%. Okay, that's a very blue hand. It's pretty fucking bad, because I'm getting first. So East Asia is probably the least harmful headline. Of course, the tricky card here is the bear trap. Do I bear trap myself under the purge? If I don't, then no, I have to bear trap myself. Oh no, I don't have to bear trap myself if I give him the China card, which is a bad deal, of course, but it's a deal at least. Okay, let's go for that. Maybe I'm not getting purged. Of course, I'm getting purged. Okay, so I'm only going to be able to space once, and I'm not going to be able to space voice. So I can hold Bear Trap, space Usuri, and hold voice and play China. That's one option. Or I can bear trap myself under the purge and discard Usuri and East European Unrest if the need rises. And then I can survive without giving him the China card. Regardless of which option I'm gonna choose, I probably want to crew Zion with OPEC. Because 2 VPs is probably not enough to justify playing it for an event when I need ops so badly. So let's just crew. Okay, fortunately that worked. Let's see what he does. 3 scorings are gone, so we're only playing in South America, Central, and Africa. If he doesn't have good events, then he can't really do much about South America. Really. Okay, so my crew in Africa was pretty good, but I guess his realignments are even better, so that doesn't really matter. I guess the good thing about that is that I don't really have to give him any mid-ups this turn, unless he fights for them, for example, by going through Mexico to Guatemala. I'm going to start by taking South America, if he had it for some reason and didn't drop it yet. I'm not really counting on that, but well, there's always a chance. But I need to do that anyway, so one small step. So he takes Zaire and Tunisia. Okay, so now it's the time to drop our man in Tehran. And despite Europe being scored, I probably need to overprotect France, since Truman is somewhere in the deck, so I will do that now. He got one small step, unfortunately. So he's pretty safe on the space track, and he spaces. Okay. And he hits that, unfortunately, so I guess I will go for space track myself. Maybe I can give him Usuri for an event, giving up the China card anyway, but at least getting rid of that event from the deck, so it doesn't come back after the final reshuffle. Because I don't really have a good way to spend China this turn. Especially with Asia scored. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. So East European unrest for you. Makes sense. I will now take Mexico and yeah, and let's overprotect North Korea for the future. I could also overprotect Mexico. He still holds Vietnam revolts. Summit, alright. At least his hand wasn't that impressive this turn, that's good. I guess I will break Algeria. There's not much constructive stuff I can do on the board that would immediately matter, so I will just try to break something. And he doesn't know if I don't have Africa scoring, so he may be kind of tempted to go for Algeria. He knows I have blockade, so he has to be careful about that. I know he has Vietnam revolts, so there are only two cards I don't know in his hand. The thing is that Vietnam revolts don't really need to be played on the last AR, so if he has to hold something, it's not a problem for him. Yeah, he gives it right away. At least, as I said, it kind of made him fix Algeria. I'm going to play blockade anyway. Let's see what he has. And, well, Maybe he didn't have any free ups at all. Let's see. He had Brezhnev. Uh, which is unlucky because I would want to have Brezhnev this turn, but at least Brezhnev is not out of the deck. And unfortunately he successfully realigns. Alright. Not doing it. Fidel is good. Quagmire is... well, it depends, we'll see. Depends on his rolls. Grain Cells is annoying, but at least he didn't get it. I will have to manage my hand carefully. Nixon is annoying, but I will get to get rid of it. Cultural may get me the China card for the rest of the game, which is kind of good. Nuclear Subs is harmless so far, but it will probably become harmful this turn. At least I hope so, because I want to do something. Generally, I have 0 ops, which sucks. Okay. Do I start by the Quagmire? Whereas, well, I could go for Fidel actually, right? Maybe I want to use Quagmire for ops actually, because I really need some ops and I don't really have any. Well, okay, I'm not sure, brother. There's absolutely nothing I could have done against Mr. Envy. I only have 2 free ops and both of them are red, so if he can just deny me any coups. So he probably goes for Brazil. I hope he doesn't roll well at least. He didn't roll well. That's still bad because I kind of have to fix Brazil now, so I can't really take Mexico. So I guess I will try something like that because I don't have a better place to put a second up. I could go for Mexico, but I think I prefer to have access to Libya since Sadat is around, and I really don't want him to kick me out of that place. Well, at least now nuclear subs are not as good because I don't even have a battleground country in Africa, so he will not have as easy of a time queuing as he would have. No bad. Yeah, reasonable. Not that I can do anything about that. So I need to get some coups done, so I can just as well go for it now. Wildebrand is a good coup card. Let's go for Colombia, I guess, because now Venezuela is a pretty juicy brush war target. That's a pretty bad roll. I am there, alright. Sure, I can now cool with kitchen. It's not a problem. And he goes back with Truman, alright. Okay. Now I have some time to space, so I will go for grain sales. He goes with Panama Canal. He fails again, okay. So I got some time, but now the problem is I don't really have anything. I don't have much to do during this whole free time during my turn. I could probably give him Nixon. And by going to Libya, now Muslim revolution is set up if it comes back in this game. Which is not obvious because then AWACS sales could really um, stop that card from being playable. But we'll see about that, I guess. Still, the Quagmire question is open. I'm still not sure what to do with it. Liberation, Korean War, and South African Unrest are three cards that he will gladly discard. Korean War is not that important anymore, or not that important yet, if you want to look at it this way, because Flower Power is not in the game. But Liberation and South African Unrest are pretty good cards for me, and I am sure he would not cry if he were to discard them. Influence, alright. Libya and Europe, okay. Mm. Quack may come in handy later on during the game, and it doesn't look like this game is gonna end quickly, so I'm just going to use it for ops to break Mexico, and if he fixes that, then I guess I will break Mexico once more with nuclear subs, and I will... Oh, okay. That's good. Okay, so now I need more of South America stability, because he's gonna coup something there for sure. But, well, he needs a pretty good card to do that, and I'm not sure if I am so eager to let Mexico go just to overprotect Brazil and Argentina. And taking Uruguay is also an option, but, well, I think Mexico is more important. What I hope for is that he actually has South America and he held on to it, hoping that I would give him candy. That's the perfect scenario, of course. Well, to be fair, he surely has a good card to coup Brazil, namely the China card. That's what we know. But if he wants... But with Nixon and Usury out of the game forever, if he wants to give me a China card for an option of getting Brazil, then I guess I will take it. Of course, he rolls well, but, well, what do I do? Okay, what do we have here? Kennedy, long gun, and South America scoring. Brush War, which is good to see, but I already feel how this is gonna go. Oh my god. Okay. Hmm. The question is, do I go for gunman or not? I may need to go for gunman. I really don't want though, because I have Kennedy, so I can ensure that if he gets the gunman, he's stuck with it. But uh, he can headline what? Junta, ABM, Africa scoring. That's probably the biggest argument for lone gunman. Because the problem is that I'm either headlining Brush or Lone Gunman, there's no other option. I'm not going for South America before I hit Brazil with Brush. And if he headlines Africa, which is technically possible, then Lone Gunman is the only thing, except for Brush warring Algeria, that can save me. Well, okay, maybe that's actually an argument. Maybe I go for brush war, and if he headlines whatever, then I just brush war Brazil, and then coup Africa, hopefully with something. And if he headlines Africa, then I change my plans and use brush war to take Algeria, and then coup Brazil with, I don't know, the gold. Okay, that sounds reasonable. And defectors are gone, so brush is kind of safe. Let's go for it. That's very annoying, but that's just an argument to go for Brazil. And I get it. Okay. Of course, going for Algeria has its own merits. For example, the one that it would be probably, Jesus fucking Christ, it would be probably untakeable because I would have 6 influence there. But well, I have South America scoring in my hand and not African scoring, so I'm going to prioritize that obviously. The question is, with him rolling a 6 obviously in Brazil, is there even a point in going to Uruguay and trying to realign him out of there? And there is probably not, to be fair. There's probably not. Like, I could theoretically do something like that, and then threaten to realign both Algeria and Brazil, and it would kind of be scary for him. But in reality, he can just completely ignore Brazil because the chances of me realigning for influence out of there is pretty slim. Or is it? I have props again, but do I have anything better to do than that? If he has ABM, he can use it to try to turn over Venezuela, and if he rolls as well as he has been so far, then he gets Venezuela and South American draw, and that's very bad. Then I get to realign Algeria, but I have to be really lucky. But like, okay, to be fair, well, no, if he rolls 4 on that ABM crew in Venezuela, if he has ABM and decides to go for it, then it's pretty bad for me as well, because I have to use my only playable free up left to take Venezuela, and then he has access to Brazil anyway, and I'm just screwed. Huh. But maybe he doesn't have ABM, or if he has ABM, then maybe he doesn't roll well. There is a chance it will happen. Can I allow myself to do that with the little ops I have? If I don't do that, then he can cook Colombia as well. But then I drop South America scoring, and then this turn is boring. I just hope he doesn't have Africa then. Okay, let's go for it. We'll see. At least it will be interesting. Please don't have ABM. Would be nice. Cuban Missile Crisis, okay. Okay, he goes for the save option, which is not really that efficient. I like it. So now I'm gonna drop South America scoring, because with this Uruguay entrance he basically took away my chances of realigning him out of it, really. So I will just drop it, and then hope I will just hope to get some decent roles in Africa, and hopefully in the worst case scenario we just get entangled in some cool wars in Africa and those favor me because my hand is terrible. Okay, Korean War. That worked. Okay, so my VPs are in a decent shape now. Since he rolled well in Colombia, I guess I will have to respond. I will use independent threats to improve my chances of not getting realigned from Venezuela. That worked. Now the plan is to space voice, play gunman and U2 and give him Kennedy. John Paul could probably Colombia as well. Yeah, I will respond with gunman. Okay. This really looks like he doesn't have Africa scoring, which is very lucky for me, of course. Whoa, really? Okay, I will defend Guatemala with U2, of course. Okay, that one goes to him, unfortunately. That's really weird. I don't know why he didn't want to event Sadat. It's not like we're fighting for Mexico right now. It's not like it's the most important thing. Okay, he gives me a little break by spacing, so I will space myself. We both fail, that's fine. Okay. Right. Yeah, I will probably just... Nah, I don't have a way of breaking his huge country count advantage, so I will just go for West Germany and declare. He will fix it. Okay, so now I'm giving him Kennedy and it's annoying itself because now he gets to mine for the African scoring. He's probably gonna discard both cards and hope that he draws Africa. Okay, he only discards will bury you. He had one he had 1 in 17 chance of getting African scoring. So I'm not gonna be that much bothered by it, I guess. Maybe I should break Algeria anyway. Queen Colombia is of course tempting, but the question is, do I break Algeria or do I go Colombia, right? It's like... Maybe I... it's not obvious. He has some events he would like to play, so I'll just break Algeria. It's good if he got the African scoring, and it's good if he got an event he wants to play, for example, colonials or puppet governments, or like even Camp David. And if he wants to realign me out of Venezuela when the only unscored region is Africa, then I guess go for it, buddy. There's always a chance he fails. And even if he doesn't fail, there's always a chance that I get back there. There are things what can happen. And if he doesn't fix Algeria now, then it means that we'll enter the 7th turn with Algeria not taken by him. Okay, that won't happen. And thanks to me not playing the China card, that means that we exactly got the reshuffle. So, wait, if my math is correct, I should know all his cards. I will check that in a second. Okay, so if I am not mistaken, he should have Africa scoring, puppet governments, special relationship, Alliance for Progress, US Japan, South African unrest, Che, flower power, and salt. Which is, of course, a pretty decent hand, to say the least. Let's see if we can break some African countries with ABM. Because what's the plan for the turn? I'm eventing in the Pakistani war, probably playing away as with UN, which means I'm giving him Camp David and spacing colonials. I hope to... Wait, can I win this turn? That's the actual question. What is he gonna headline? He's probably gonna go for... Wait, I don't know actually. He may go for Africa. If he goes for Africa, then I surely need to headline ABM. If he doesn't go for Africa, then I can win this turn by playing Indo-Pakistani war and then arms race, which gives me 1/3 of a chance to win. I don't think he will go for Africa because, well, he knows all my cards as well, so he knows I may go for it. So I think he may actually go for Africa because he's scared of me just winning by arms race. So I guess I will go for ABM. It's the more responsible way. Okay, he actually went for puppets. I guess I will just go Nigeria. Okay. And then I will coup Zaire. Okay, my rolls in Africa are decent. Of course, he may try realigning me there. Then I will have to coup Cameroon and or Zimbabwe, and that means that Cuba is still vulnerable to realignments, which is annoying. Realignments, okay. So he goes for Zaire and then Cuba. That worked right away, unfortunately. Okay, he's got so many good realignments, god damn it. So I'm crewing something. Is it Colombia, is it Haiti, or is it Cameroon? Let's go for Cameroon. Nah, Cameroon is probably the least appealing option. Let's go for Colombia. The reason Cameroon is the worst option is because then he just takes Zaire and I haven't solved any of my problems really. And if I manage to coup Colombia successfully, he couldn't just take Zaire and set up realignment right away. He would just he would need to coup Colombia during his whole turn. Unfortunately, I rolled 2, which is not enough, so he can just take Zaire and enter Colombia right away, and that really messes up with my plans. But well, there's still a chance I win by in the Pakistani war arms race. I mean, it's not really a chance. After I win in the Pakistani war, if I do, he will just need to score Africa. So I expect Zaire, Colombia, and like I don't know, and Colombia again. Okay. Let's go for arms race. Or let's go for Indo-Pakistani war. Okay, that failed. That's unfortunate. So now he knows that I don't have a chance of stopping him. I mean, of winning this turn. So he can just do that, and now we are stuck in Colombia. I would just go for it then. Fuck, another 2. So we're still stuck there. That happened again, by the way. I rolled well in African Battleground during the coup, and then he just realigned me out of there with 1 roll because why not? He spaces that, and I can space this. He has special Che, flower power, and salt. He goes for a coup. Really? Oh yeah, of course. Okay. I can still cash in my arms race, so I will. And I hope he doesn't do something silly. So my perfect play would be something like Uruguay, Cuba, Nicaragua. But there's always a chance he'll either enter Colombia or enter Cuba or realign me out of Cuba or enter Guatemala. There are just so many targets for him to realign on this board, it's pretty scary. Oh, and now, by the way, Japan is up for grabs because he dropped the US Japan, but I'm not sure how relevant that will be. Flower power, okay. Yeah, that's to be expected. Just setting up 1,000 of realignments. Not really something I can respond to. So let's just do something like that. I expect him to use either special. No, he used special. I expect him to just use salt for ops and realign me out of 10 places. That's probably something you should do. Wait, really? That's very bad for you. I think that's a mistake. You just gave me 2 points and you failed to realign me out of anywhere. Quag. I like Quag. Iraq, Iran. I'm not sure. Okay. Interesting. Muslim Rev is probably the way to go since if he has. No, he's not gonna play AWACS, right? I really like Quagmire here. I really do. Hmm. Can I win? I probably can't. Yeah, there's no way. So let's go for Quagmire. Since it's the safest headline. And I'm not gonna cry if it gets defected. And I would cry if my Muslim Revolution would get defected. Okay, he goes for ABM right away, sure. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Okay. Um, Not much I could have done against that, I'm afraid. Hmm. I have the goal to go back in there if I need to, but right now it doesn't make any sense, since if he has, since if he has, and if he rolls well enough to get out of the quagmire, then it doesn't really matter that I'm in Europe. I still can't take France because it's realignable. The question is, can I realign him out of somewhere? Because I would like to realign North Korea, but I can do it later on. I pretty much want to coup something now, because if I succeed, then I can go back into France with the goal. The question is, what do I coup? Brazil, of course, makes no sense at all. Mexico probably doesn't either. And Panama looks good, but it's probably not a reasonable target since it's overprotected and I don't have access there. So I'm probably gonna go for Zaire actually, because it's just the cheapest target to coup with a reasonable chance of success. And that's of course another realignment target for him, but well. Oh, he had Reformer and he got out. So that's basically the worst that could have happened. I guess that's a chance for me now to realign him out of North Korea. And I'm afraid I'm not going to do it with a more than a 2-op because I don't really have any secondary targets. Maybe Cameroon, but that's like not really good. That's good. Oh, come on. That looked so good after the first one. So now he can, of course, coup Pakistan, I guess. The idea is to space jump all and then hold 5-year plan for Europe or perhaps something else. He coups, okay. Annoying. Very annoying actually. I don't like that. No, 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 no. I'm not doing that. Or maybe I start with that. Since I have Iran-Iraq war, he's still... Entering Iran is still risky for him. I have Iran-Iraq war, and, by the way, the fact that he could Iran kind of suggests that he doesn't have the Iran hostage crisis. Okay, he just fights for it. I can't really do much more after he spent a free up there, but that's fine. I can just take Iran and, or actually I can take North Korea and then go to Iran. Yeah, let's do something like that. Defcon is still at 4. I may be forced to give him John Paul. Because I would love to coup Angola at some point. I pretty much have to try. But this game is so dynamic that there's just no real way of inserting any extra moves in between any other moves. It's just so intense. So and look at this. Like Mexico is basically open both to realignments and coups and taking. Venezuela, South America is just one up from away from being a draw, and he doesn't even take that because he wants to take Europe for some reason. He may have Europe scoring. Middle East is a complete mess. No one knows what's happening here. In Africa, Zaire is ready to be realigned at -2, and he's not doing that. Asia is a mess as well, kind of. He just North Korea was just flipped at turn 8. Like, what the heck is going on? It's really interesting. Mm, okay, I'm gonna coup Angola now. The thing is, do I go for Iran-Iraq war or do I go for John Paul? I think with Muslim in hand, I go for Iran-Iraq war. And I really hope for a good roll. If I roll at least 5, then it's so good. If I roll 4, it's still decent. Okay, it's okay, it's okay. Because he probably doesn't have many ops, as we can see by his plays. By him not taking Venezuela now, for example. So he's probably not gonna flip it. So my position in Africa during the final scoring, if it comes to it, is probably not bad. Now I expect him to drop Europe if he has it. But like, there's still some pretty tricky things that can happen. For example, Mexico. Okay, he goes for Angola. That's interesting. Uh, I don't think that's a good play by him, and the reason for that is that Africa is the only scored region, and so the only effect is long term. And the long term effect of doing that is not that good, because now I get a even better good target than I had before, and even if he realigns me out of Zaire, which is not that easy since I have 5 points there, I will have access to it from Angola. So I don't think that was a good move. Now I will take him out and see what he does. That's a huge Muslim revolution value. Aw, I hoped he would give me Cha. And I will have to space. I don't really want to give him John Paul. Unfortunately, he hit that space track, so his VPs are a bit more stable than they were just a second ago. Now there's basically no way for me to ever stop Star Wars if he gets them. So that's another Defcon Suicide card. Vieren, Samantha God. Okay. So I got Star Wars, which means they are going to space. I got Liberation, which is very, very, very promising. I got Decal, which is good as well. It will surely help a lot in Africa. I got Central, which is not a good card, but maybe Liberation can help me out a little bit with it. I got NORAD, which is pretty playable right now. That's another poor hand in terms of ops. Okay, let's go for Liberation. At least, the good thing about Star Wars is, of course, the fact that he didn't get them. So at least he will not be trolling me with, I don't know, pulling out a third ABM or Alliance for Progress, actually. That's annoying too. That's tragic! Jesus fucking Christ. I fucking hate it. Another purge happening to me. That's very, very bad. Ah, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much, honestly. I'm not going for summit this game. I don't think so. So I don't think I will be able to survive. Uh, Not spacing 5-year plan. I have to space 5-year plan basically. Unless I'm going for the China card now, but I'm probably not. So I'm probably dropping central right away, right? Or maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just going for a core in there immediately. So what would it be? First I coup Angola. Like no, maybe he doesn't even have good enough coup targets for me to care. Maybe I just want 5 VPs from it. Hmm, that's complicated. So there are two options: queuing Angola or dropping central. Basically, there's nothing more to be done. I probably want to event Colonial, Willy Brandt. 5-year plan is a SAT space card. God damn it. If I coup Angola successfully, he goes for Guatemala, probably. And then I just drop central because I don't want a coup, or do I coup even more? I think I can start by queuing Angola with NORAD. At least that wasn't the one. And see what he does now. If he takes Angola over again, just like he did last turn, then it's very good. Because I got a coup, I managed to force him to spend a free op in an inefficient way, and then I got to drop central for 5 despite him being able to stop me. So that's like a dream scenario. He just going for a free op turnover of Angola. But I don't think he will do that, if you ask me. I think he will not. If he does that, then that's probably like a weird star alignment which caused a scenario in which me rolling exactly to that Noratku was actually good for me because it caused my enemy to make a mistake. But I don't think that's gonna happen. And the most annoying thing will probably be something like him taking Guatemala with one up and breaking Mexico with another. And of course he has A4, so that's not a problem for him to do both of those things. So I guess I'm queuing Guatemala now. If he slips and fails a coup, then I get to score central for 5. And if he continues to harass me there, then well, I guess we were doing something fun with my 1-ups and 2-ups. Oh my god, that's so good. He was just so greedy. He went for Guatemala. He could have 100% chance of. Oh no. Okay, actually, if he rolled that badly in Nicaragua, it would be the same. Okay, that's very, very, very good that he rolled that. That's very lucky for me that he rolled 1 here. So I got away with Central for a little bit more than I deserved. Now if he tries to realign me from Zaire, then I can get back there with Deco. Guatemala has been very annoying. Well, Has it been? I guess it was now, but has it been? Guatemala was mostly annoying for me because I needed to take a turn with that. I needed to take a turn to quit over, and I never had a chance. I basically needed Che for this whole game, and he just got it, held onto it, and then discarded it. And he failed the space track. Let's go for Eco. South Africa, is it right? Maybe I should go for something more akin to this, since Asia is not scored yet, so I want to poke at him. Another 4, really? Okay, so I guess that's not a problem for him either. Let's play Willy. Another VP at this stage is pretty significant. And I get that. That's pretty nice. Now I don't really have to worry about the state of those countries. Let's space 5-year plan. And see what he has prepared for his last play. Of course, if he allows me to take Egypt, I will take Egypt, probably. Okay, I'm glad he failed, since now I can take Egypt. Of course, in theory, he can equalize again, temporarily, by taking Iran, for example. But taking Iran is always prone to me playing Iranian hostage crisis, which kind of screws him over. The Iran lady, alright. He takes Iraq, since Iran-Iraq war is gone, that's reasonable. Yay! A good hand! How did that happen? So now the obvious idea is to go for junta into Venezuela, coup Venezuela, and then brush for Brazil. That's what I see here. But missile envy is tempting as hell. Will bury you is of course out of the question. Olympic Games are surprisingly nice to see, because that means that there is one card less to kill me with missile envy if something weird happens. The chance would be pretty fucking small, of course, but looking at my previous game, I don't feel so sure about pretty small chances when it comes to DEFCON, so I guess I will not try anything fun here. Will bury you, Grace. No. So, UN intervention is out of the deck, so I will probably go for Junta, hoping that he doesn't lower the DEFCON. Or I can. Okay, so what is a bad thing that I can get from him with missile envy. War games, I don't care. Socialist, no. OPEC, Iranian, cultural, Brezhnev, Aldrich Ames. Cuban Missile Crisis would be annoying. But if I get Cuban Missile Crisis, do I even care? Yeah, basically Cuban Missile Crisis is the worst case scenario. What can he get to get VPs? He could score something. No, he would need to score exactly Europe. And I don't really. So if he has Soviets, no, he's gonna probably headline them anyway. But there is no real way for him to kill me with Defcon. So I could go for this Landy. Or I can go. I think I will go for Junta, since I can always go for Missile Envy later during the turn. And if he goes for Soviet shoot down Cal, Junta kind of takes advantage of that because then I can break Venezuela with it. Okay, he goes for that. I can, that works as well. I can break Venezuela with it, cool Colombia with the second part of the event, and then go for something like 2 into Venezuela, 1 into Iran, and just be happy. I would gladly use a free up for that, but I don't really have one. US Japan is gone, so Japan is still up for grabs. Now I can go for Saudi Arabia because why not? I think I will go for the China card first, and then Miss Lanby, because if he has Cultural Revolution to give me, I want him to give me the China card back as well. And that way, uh, after that, oh wait, maybe I should go for Missile Envy right away. Because if he has war games, I really wanna get them. And he may have war games. There's no way he kills me with Defcon once more, right? Yeah, let's see. War games, maybe? The only other 4-up is Soviets shoot down Cal, so if he gives me that, then I'm happy as well, of course. North Sea Oil. That's fine. That's fine, I will take it. I will just grab that, and I will go for Israel to make it harder for him to get a domination there. Okay, so I basically exchanged a 2-up for a 3-up, which is never a bad deal. I expect... Oh, he coups. Guatemala, Colombia. Great, so now I can brush Brazil. And fail. It's probably still enough for me to win though, right? Truman could probably Colombia again. Fuck. That's bad. I guess I will try once. Nice. Ortega, that doesn't really change anything. Okay, so what is the state of the game? He has 5 from that. Well, I guess I should take that anyway. Okay, if he wants to try to realign me, then he can go for it. Yeah, this looks pretty winning for me, I think. Because what, Guatemala? Okay, I don't want to let him realign me out of both of those. So I guess I will try to cook Hollandia since I only needed a 2 to defend against that, but I rolled a 1, so that's not enough anyway. So I guess that's his way of going back to this game. He just needs to hit some huge realignments in Mexico and in Venezuela. Then suddenly my situation looks a lot worse. I still should win probably, but now if he hits 2 good realignments, it's not that obvious. That's 1 huge realignment. That's another huge realignment, and now I don't know if I'm winning anymore. I should though, right? He will get 2 from here, 0 from here. He will take 4, so that's 6 for here for him. That's 11 for him. I still have the advantage. I will get Middle East domination since shuttle diplomacy won't be at play, and I will probably get domination in Asia as well. So maybe I am not screwed yet, but Jesus Christ. I hate realignments. I think I should try something like that. No, it doesn't give me domination. Spacing is just bad. I don't get anything out of it. So I think the better option is to just do something like that. Okay, GG. Good thing I have Star Wars and Voice of America. Marine Barracks, that's definitely not a card that's going to help him. Let's just break. He still probably takes Mexico with it, I guess. Breaking Japan doesn't give him anything, taking Egypt and Iraq is 2 VPs, while taking Mexico is 3 VPs. So yeah, I guess he takes Mexico with it. Yeah, okay, so I should be fine, but Jesus Christ, this game was something. Well, I'm glad it went a little bit better than the last time. Jesus Christ. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this game, despite it being so long and intense. And I will see you in my next video, probably in my final game against Peter Vieren in our ITSL playoffs. Thanks for watching again.